Alright, got a cursed submission here from Alvin Singh. Looked like there was a decent amount of discussion around it. I think between Lyra Kell and Alvin Singh, so it sounds like it might be a doozy of a run. So it's Penumbra with salvage, so at least we got the salvage secondary. I will say this, I've been going through just trying to knock off all the log book in the meantime. I have got all my souls upgraded now, so I could do random on that comfortably, probably. Well, not comfortably, because honestly there's just so many impossible starts in Soul Savior mode. It's not really that balanced, but tangents aside, as I'm also doing the logbook for the normal game, and here and there, and not too many runs ago, I did do this exact combo, and not with the Pyre Heart, but I don't even remember what the Pyre Heart was, but I remember thinking it was kind of a bad combo, potentially Railforge's worst combo, which is weird. Like, it seems like they should synergize well. It could have just been a really rough seed too, so we'll see. It's certainly not. Certainly, it wasn't a good combo when I did it in the logbook. So it was definitely a struggle bus of a run. So we'll see if that's there. I will say also, it's just so easy to make mistakes with the morsels and forge. It's actually just kind of playing the game on hard mode to some degree. I will say, though, I do like the Aquath's reservation here. Both clans have a lot of high-cost cards and a lot of good X-cost cards. They really are similar with their sort of distribution of deck ember, shall we say. And both would like to have Aquath's, I think. So we'll see. We'll see what we got here. Alright, Weldling, pretty good. Forge Steward, they do have some synergy with one another. Modal Trade's not so good to see here. Obviously with armor, it's just not having much point, but that obviously comes with a downside, so I don't know. We'll probably not find much worth there, but we'll see. Definitely happy with the other cards though. Savagery could be pretty tough in this combo if we don't get damage shield. I suppose we can get a lot of armor though, potentially. Hard-headed, not so bad, and Revenge Strix, pretty hard. So we do have like the hardest mid and end game bosses, but we have the easiest early game boss, so we could keep that in mind and maybe try to be greedy at the start. Of course, I guess it depends on what. Yeah, I figured that was bound to happen. So no Gorge. That makes Penumbra significantly worse, in my opinion. They kind of upped Gorge's numbers enough that they're relevant in Monster Train 2, but they did not up the numbers on these two paths to be relevant, I feel. And kind of just all around. It's like Monsters just has a joke of a stat line when you factor in how many pip the thing is taking up. Really needs to be more tanky. Honestly, I could argue like almost double stats at every level, but probably not the first level, but definitely second and third. But Architect, obviously his stats aren't that good. They were always kind of just barely there in Monster Train 1 anyway. It was like, okay, I get an okay amount of attack, but the amount of attack you get out of Architect in Monster Train 2 is kind of a joke. And then the pip is as well. I mean, if you think about it, the pip upgrade, boss upgrade, literally is double the size in Monster Train 2, but it would stand to reason that I think Architect should get the same treatment, right? I should actually summon 4 on my first. Honestly, if I just added 2 to each level, that would be fine. So just right from the get-go, I would even settle for like 3, 5, 7 maybe. It needs to be good. I mean, if the only thing it really provides is pip, then why not? Let them eat pip. Let them have cake. But I'm just in a very tangent mood, I guess. We'll be going on a lot of tangents today. Hopefully not. Let's try to get through this run. Anyway, Monstrous. I don't know. These both suck. They're so bad. They're so much worse than Gorge. I guess Architect is the only one that makes sense here, because like Trample just sucks. There's not really anything I can do with that, and the Weldlings probably want the Architect because I can set multiple of them on a floor, but I don't know. Not super happy about this. We'll just have to see. Okay. So I don't have... Man, if I really wish... if we had Gorge Penumbra, this would be an easy Shade Lamp, but... I don't know. So Merchant of Steel... I mean, Architect stats... it's something I thought about the other day, too. Is like... because I think I got stuck with Architect Penumbra and that other one as well. So it's like, if I got Gorge Penumbra, the combo is probably not that bad. But another thing I thought about Architect Penumbra is like, just to put in perspective how bad its stats are from Monster Train 2. It's really not that much different of stats than like one of the Eka paths, right? So if I look at Eka, number 1 on Empress is 2020. So it's like literally Silver Empress is better in the first ring, because at least then I get a bunch of conduit out of it. And all I really get out of the Architect is an extra pip and like, what, 5 extra damage. So what I'm saying is we very likely probably can't hit this Merchant of Magic, even though I really want a Railforged banner here. I mean, the whole thing with Architect is to try to get the Railforged banners. The Umbra banner with the steel, it's like... I mean, even the starting unit I have is not necessarily something that is going to win fights for me. But yeah, I think if I take Shade Lamp, if we are going left, it makes sense. If I'm not going to go left, it makes more sense to take the Volas. I feel like the Volas is so nice with the... It's so powerful with salvage, right? Right now, not really, but once we hopefully get... You know, between these two clans, there's going to be a lot of targets for Smelt targets, and it's like... That's how I'm going to get my Forge, that's how I'm going to get my Ember, and I could even... It could even open up, like, Ember Drain to a certain degree, right? You know, if I never find Perils, and I do find, like, particularly a Furnace Tap, because I don't know that Void Mining is really... Void Mining is, like, not actually that good in Monster Train 2, but it's okay, but it's not nearly as good as it was in number 1. But a Furnace Tap, you know, if you find that, we would definitely want the Volas tuning for it. I think we take the Volas here, even so, because it's like, well, if I'm not Gorge Penumbra, I only really need the Shade Splitters for Umbra unit. And who knows, I might just only get offered Morsel Maker and Morsel Master. At that point, it's even less good to have the Morsel Artifact, whereas I already get guaranteed value that will be... It still helps me with Morsels to some degree, the Tuning Fork, right? I can just play the Shade Splitters without any worries. So we'll take that. It's just too powerful to take right from the start like this. Alright, that should be an easy trial. Our Quas can pull us out if we ever need a key turn or something. So do we want to put Forge Steward with Penumbra? Then we can only put one Welder on the floor, but I think that's fine. I do think we want to set up in the bottom. I don't know that that's true, though. It's probably not true, right? I think actually for this fight we just go up here and just wait for 2 Welder Heppers, but just feed morsels in the meantime. And then don't even play the Shield Steward. I think that makes sense. Alright, top decking the welding wasn't exactly the way I wanted to do this. Because it's just top decking a vanilla welding is just not useful. I think we just smelt it, honestly. Try to get something else here. Make sure I don't, you know, blow that. But we definitely want to stack up everything on this, this Penumbra at any rate to get through this. I don't think we play Immortal Trade. I should have put that guy in the bottom, actually. That was a mistake. I was too focused on getting this guy weakened, but he's not going to die. Damn. It's like literally the worst possible draw order for these weldings. The top decking one, so it gets no stats, and then bottom decking the other, so it's sure it'll get stats, but you obviously want this thing before the first wave reaches your top floor, and you obviously want it earlier to get some resolves out of it. So it is literally the worst draw order possible, unfortunately. Well, it is what it is. I could put this Spear Steward down. I probably should. Because if I do that, what is that, 14, 24... Well... If I forge it, I can save health here. I think I actually should just forge it. Just play that. At least now I'm saving 4 health. I actually almost killed it. Alright, we got this guy. I might just do this so we can get this in. Probably should have put it in the middle there. Didn't really realize it'd be that much. I suppose it makes sense that it's that far behind an attack, but I think we'll be fine either way. We should be killing this boss. This boss gets pretty weak by the time he gets up here. You know... Yeah, there's no chance of drawing a thing here. We should just do this. Could also do this. Yeah, maybe just do this. It doesn't really matter. We're killing this guy no matter what. Would have been probably making more sense to put it up top, but I was like curious how much damage the stewards could do there. They actually did quite a lot. They did nearly 200 damage. And just for shits and giggles, we got our biggest forge on the morsel. Fitting, but sure. Alright, well, we get through that fight. Even with that bad draw order, we get through it with only 4 damage taken. It's about all I could hope for. Take the Prismal Dust. Calcified Ember, I think, is legitimately positive here, because we really need some smelt targets. Man, I really want to hit that Merchant of Magic. I will say the Prismal Dust makes it much easier to take it, because right now we don't really have any Merchant of Magic upgrades, but adding that, now we've added Dual Stack and Consume Remove is really good upgrades, which they're not good upgrades right now. Still not great, 175 gold I think to hit that Merchant of Magic though, because I don't even really benefit from the low money upgrades, but re-rolling isn't even really a thing. Unless I skip my next reward or skip the banner unit that's offered. Then I can be guaranteed to afford whatever comes out, I suppose. But this would not be the thing I skip. It would be next. Honestly, Railforged Commons are so good, I highly doubt we're skipping them. But either way, Prismal Dust is the better card here, right? It's obviously not a third Immortal Trade. Space Prism, I don't know, there's some merit for it, but I think we actually legitimately want the Ember here, plus, I mean, if anything, like, we might hit this magic, I don't know, what is arms? So, we got early dupe here, it's attached with an arms, and an Umbra unit, it's a little bit crappy, but, we got another one here, so we got 3 dupe map, pretty standard. Interestingly enough, every Merchant of Arms, or every Empyrean Well is attached to a Merchant of Arms, which makes me even more thinking I'm going to hit at least this Ring 3 magic. And having the Prismal Dust will be good. I think either way I think no matter what, if we go to the right or left here, we go to that magic 3rd ring, I think, and then we just have Prismal Dust, so I think that's good. Alright, these are not necessarily the things I wanted to see, but I mean, they're good. Well, is Bonk good? I don't know. Bonk, is that good? Definitely Hammerfall and Boilerplate are good. I would say Hammerfall is a card that continues to grow on me, and Boilerplate is always just solid. I mean, it's not screaming out to me as being a good pick right now, though. It does have some merit because of savagery, but... And we did say, for what it's worth, that we do maybe want to be a little greedy in the early game here. In order to deal with the end game, which is not really, or the current game is not necessarily the issue. I mean, at the same time, we are a weak deck, kinda, especially depending on Weldling draw order. We got a very weak Champ Path. We have a banner unit that's really just a support unit. It doesn't actually have any stats, and it doesn't really have a good way to get him. But Boilerplate would give me a way to at least, like, you know, just by nature of it being an equipment, I can put those forge points into, you know, any of my units anywhere. And then I also get that permanent scaling component to make the end game maybe a little easier. But Hammerfall's pretty good too. It gives me some backline clear, which I don't have any right now. It also gives me a way to maybe be more comfortable playing a Weldling that gets top decked. You know, the thought there is I can top deck it and then at a later time play Hammerfall on it if it's not needed for removal. It's not great scaling though, but it is something, and that could make the Welder Helper just, if I can get that plus a Merchant of Steel upgrade, which honestly I will say that could be a good reason to go to the Merchant of Steel, is to get Weldling, just some attack. Because this steel isn't necessarily all that enticing, because there's pretty good nodes over there, as there always are in Ring 4. This steel is opposite. This steel is actually hittable. It just depends on my dupe situation. Because honestly, Umbra Banner and Merchant Arms are not going to be that good. Merchant Arms might still be good though with Rail Forged, right? It probably is. I think we take Hammerfall though. I think it solves more issues than Boilerplate, even though Boilerplate technically is some greedier stuff. I just think Hammerfall is solving issues that we have right now, which is we don't have any backline clear, and it does allow me to scale units just like Boilerplate does. I mean, in a way you can think of it's like they almost can serve a similar purpose in a lot of these cases, but Hammerfall just has the additional purpose of killing a backline, which is its primary purpose even. And it's really good at doing that, especially into Savagery. We need some of that. So it's just as good for Savagery as Boilerplate is, I think. So do I go left or right? I feel like it's just odd how it works. Like, I just feel like it's hard for me to say why I don't really want an Umbra unit right now. But it's like because I don't have Gorge Penumbra, I just have less reasons to try to focus on an Umbra-centric game plan, if that makes sense. Because it's like, you know, I could get either of the Crucibles or Allied Construct or Shadow Eater. Those are going to be my 4 Gorgers, typically speaking, that I could maybe choose from. And, you know, none of them are as good as Gorge Penumbra here, other than maybe in some cases Shadow Eater would be better, but, or at least on par. And, what am I trying to say? But yeah, but it's like a lot of times you're just getting like an Allied Construct or, you know, Crucible Collector, and even the Shadow Eater to some degree fits what I'm about to say, which is that none of those units give you any extra scaling that is offensive with your morsels or with your Gorge effect, which is not the case with Gorge Penumbra, right? So they aren't really reliably scalable unless you're running Morsel Miner, because it's just not. There's some runs where you just don't really generate any attacking morsels, so it's like it's tough. They work much better as like a secondary floor, but if I went Umbra here, I would basically be committing to them being a primary floor, and it's like that's not very good here because I don't know, like I said, it's just, it doesn't really fit anything that's going on in this deck. So I'm really not wanting to go left, I feel. But at least if I go left, I can get some attack on the Weldlings. But is that even that important? I don't even know. And like a Titanite on the Forge Steward would be acceptable, but I don't even know how good that would be. Maybe a Smidge Stone would be good. Then I could actually run it on the floor with Penumbra. But if I go to the right, there's quite a few Railforged banner units that are good. That's the main thing that's enticing me right now. And then the Merchant of Magic is not horrible. Even a cost reduction on Hammerfall is pretty good. But obviously, as we mentioned, the double stack or consumer move upgrades would be really good on Prismal Dust. Other than that, there's not much though. It's not a super enticing Merchant of Magic, but it's got more for me than the steel, I would say. Because even none of the Umbra banner units are really feasting from a good steel upgrade, right? I think we go to the right. I think we can do this. It's an easy enough ring 3, I think, that we don't need to hit the steel. Alright, Holy Stone, we do have double stack. That's good. What do we got here? Okay. Ooh. Well, we could do... I mean, Conductor Steward does have some added benefit from Umbra in that the morsels that go onto the floor do get the rally effect, but it's not really that big of a deal, I feel. But that ability sure is good. On the other side of things, Crucible Steward could be pretty good. The only problem with Crucible Steward is, I don't know, I feel like it might be awkward in this deck to scale its attack, but that's probably not an issue. It's just additional access to Smelt, which is going to be a good thing. And it is fitting on either the Forge Steward or Penumbra floor. We don't know what makes more sense yet. I feel like the Conductor Steward needs a few more moving parts, whereas the Crucible Steward just comes in and does work, you know? And I can scale around it. Yeah, I think I like the Crucible Steward. And Hammerfall has some synergy with it as well. So we'll take that for sure. The rest of this, I don't know, I could, I guess, put a +10 here. It's not even as good as getting an Ember upgrade, but I'm not going to re-roll for that, and I'm not going to add Consume to it. So I think just getting the +10 here is acceptable. It means I can play it for 0 and kill most early game units at least. So it's really definitely worth the money, I think. Now, I don't know at this point if we're going left or right, because I'm like, now that I got that unit, I don't know. We may just want to get arms. The thing with the arms is, then I can, beyond just Hammerfall, I can forge whatever equipment and just put it onto the Crucible Steward to actually scale the thing. I do feel like the Crucible Steward is a unit we could build around, especially with the amount of dupes we have. So yeah, let's. We'll be open to either side, I suppose. Definitely want that money. It might result in some higher health. This boss is Spike's boss, so going top is like a little iffy. But I think we can do it with the Weldling. This should pretty much get the 2 spaces for the eventual Weldling should be fine. Alright, this would be potentially a waste to just use right now. See here, I think I'm just going to forge this for sure, though. I mean, it might not be a waste if I can do this for a huge amount here. Plus, if I do it, it can save me a higher health, I guess. The Shield Steward needs to get out of the deck ASAP. Could put it here, then I don't just blow these damage shields, but if I don't do this, a world that I might just die. We do have this problem right now. So hopefully the Hammerfall definitely would be used to kill one of these if I can get it. 15. Let's see, that's 12, 13, 14. I'm at 10 health. I may need to do this, unfortunately. I guess I could also just do it here, as weird as that is, but that doesn't sound great. Well, to kill the boss, I don't know, I guess this is fine. I think I will do this. Just so I can make sure I kill one of these units, otherwise he's going to die to the hits here. Got some forge. If I can get an attacking... We don't need the ember from these, so let's see if we can get attacking morsel. And then if I don't, I'll just salvage one of these. And we... darn. So for sure we salvage one, but this sucks because... How important is this collector to me? Because I can spend 8 forge here and get the collector. Replenish 2. It's pretty shitty. I mean, that's going to result in a lot of fire health taken, probably. I'm tempted even just to do it down here, if anything. Unfortunately, I do think we do it. Let's forge first, and then I'll replenish one here. But I think I really, like we said, I can take a few pyre hits, especially if I hit that Merchant of Arms, and what am I trying to say? And yeah, we want to be greedy because this boss isn't that hard. Hopefully I'm not underestimating it, but the other bosses are where the difficulty is going to be, I'm sure. And we're bottom decking both Weldlings and the Hammerfall. That's pretty shitty. Well, as we suspected, we're going to be taking some higher health here. Let's get rid of this. Don't think we need the Spear Steward. Now again here, it's like, I mean, what is that, 12? That would kill it. But, like, at some point, how am I going to kill the boss? I do have the 12 damage shield here. I guess if I hammerfall the Crucible Steward, that goes a long ways, but I'm losing, like, 2 stacks of damage shield against that boss every time because, you know, I'm getting hit by the spikes and the normal thing, and then I only got 10 health. I don't know, at the same time, it is 10 pyre health. I think we should not do this, though. I think we just should live with the hit here. I guess the other option here is I could just etch this, and then it does kill this. I think just etch it. So Crucible Steward definitely providing value here. And this is where I kind of wish I... And Hammerfall. Now it's like I have the dilemma of, like, do I use it on my unit or kill the backliner? Probably kill the backliner. Lifesteal might just be better than a vanilla... Oh, I can't even play that anyway, so this is fine. Yeah. You're dead. I still got my cloths. I think we should just stack our lifesteal at this point. That should maybe guarantee the boss dies. Alright, so you're dying. We do use this here. I think the attack here makes sense. I'll save this for the boss. You're slightly short here. I think this should do it though. Alright, perfect. And just to, you know, solidify things, do that. Close though. To be fair, I bottom decked literally all 3 good cards that I have. So, there is that. Well, I could see Space Person being good. I mean, I will say it's kind of cramped on that floor. You know, we don't have a proper tank. It might be nice to get a proper tank in there, but that only just helps us if we keep bottom decking weldlings, I suppose. But the weldling turns anything into a tank, so we might be okay without an actual tank on that floor. But even then, it's like I may just want like 3 weldlings on that floor eventually. Well, I mean, I guess I am getting another pip anyway. But it's either that or just more backline clear. Mine Collapse, kind of funny. It's not really as good as Hammerfall in most cases, but it's okay, I suppose. Still not even sure if I'm going to this magic or not. Look, if I go to the magic, the Space Prism's best here because I don't know. It's like taking another Prismal Dust is kind of weird. I'm still. It opens up, I guess. It reopens up Double Stack, is what it does. But at the same time, I could argue that Space Prism opens up Spell Chain. So they're kind of equal there. Calcified Ember is attached to Prismal Dust. Seems to be magnetically attracted to the dust. Because both Prismal Dusts have had it here. That'd actually be interesting lore in-game thing of like we got to start tracking it. Just does Calcified Ember always go to Prismal Dust? Now I'm starting to get conspiracy theories forming in my mind. Like maybe it's programmed that way. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not. People have looked at the actual code and figured out everything about the game, and I don't think I've heard anything about that. But that would be a cool sort of cameo in a game like this. I feel maybe it would ruin the integrity of the game to some degree, but it's like I don't know. It'd just be kind of cool to have little interactions like that, where it's like, oh, for this one random clan, there's this one random card. Where if you see it, it is always the thing that has a Calcified Ember. And there could be like a lore reason. Probably not magnetics, because I don't think there's any actual magnetic material in those objects. Then again, I don't know, is Prismal Dust even something real? Probably not. It's probably just some fantasy thing, right? So we'll just say it's magnetic. Anyway, for this run, we'll say that the game was programmed that way, and apparently Prismal Dust just always gets a Calcified Ember. Tangents aside, I did warn you. I'm on my tangents today. Man, I don't know. I could see honestly reasons for all of these. Even the Mind Collapse is nice. It's not as good as Hammerfall though, because I feel like with Hammerfall, if I do want to pour Ember into it, I can actually kill the Chosen Sweeper. But even beyond the Chosen Sweeper, it's like I feel like the Collapse is fine. But I still like the Prism here too, because keep in mind, I do get a decent amount of damage out of Crucible Steward, and especially if I am going to go to the arms, which I kind of feel I am. I'm really not feeling the magic at this point, and I don't really think I even really need to have another Railforged unit. Nothing really tops Crucible Steward. That's my thoughts on this unit. I think it is kind of that good. The only thing that would top it is having another one. And I guess there is an argument for that, but I feel like with 3 dupes on the map, I can just dupe this Sapphire, already maybe have some upgrades. I will say this Merchant of Steel is not unhittable. It is something we could consider here. We would want to hit that definitely, though, over this one, because if we're hitting this, we're basically saying that we want to prepare this dupe to be... I mean, we could even say this. We could plan on, like, basically plan A and a plan B. So the plan A with the Merchant of Steel is we hit some good upgrades on, I guess, either Weldling or Crucible Steward, whatever makes the most sense at that point to upgrade. And if we hit them, then we go to this Empyrean Weld, dupe it. If we don't hit them, then we go to this Steel, which has better nodes anyway, and we search again for some upgrades, and then this dupe is prepared, right, for those units to be duped, plus that one. So I think we take the Space Prism, long story short. Okay. These are just not the, not really the, when I said Railforge has good commons, it's not necessarily these cards, though I will admit Hammerfall I think is maybe up there as a good card, but is the Spike Driver and Bonk really up there? I don't know. Bonk has just such a weird breakpoint with a 9 damage, and it like kind of begs to be upgraded to actually be relevant in the mid to late game. And then Spike Driver Spider, I don't know how to evaluate this card. It's probably like really good sometimes. I will say that right now, I would really, it's all speculative because it's like, Hammerfall's not good with it because it's kind of one and done, right? You put it down, it does its thing, and then it's just sort of there. But there's a bunch of front-loaded damage when you play it with Forge, and that's mainly the thing. It's like, do I have enough Forge to go around that this is really that relevant? Because it's not a good Smelt target. It costs 0. It's actually kind of a downside that it does does cost that. Kind of just want another Hammerfall. Having 2 of them is not great though. It's like, and then on top of that having a Prismal Dust, it's like the more and more X costs you have that aren't cost reduced in some way, it just becomes really hard to have turns like that because they're just dead draws. Basically the dead draws, like you pull all your Ember into one, and unless I can smelt my way out of it, I can't play another one, right? All that being said, I think Hammerfall is the best card here. I mean, the Calcifying Ember, you know, yada yada yada. The Spike Driver is less enticing to me if I'm still planning on going to the Merchant Arms, which I am. It's just like, I don't have enough Forge to go around, and even with the Crucible Steward, at least at the moment. And I don't know, I think just Hammerfall is pretty good backline clear, plus it's another card I can scale with my Crucible Steward and my Weldlings, so I'll take that. And I do think we're committed to going to the right here. I do want the Spire Health, I think. I mean, granted, I am hitting a bunch of it, it looked like, at some point. Yeah, like there, the final 2 nodes have it. I guess nothing maybe in the meantime. Or this steel, I guess, that we kind of want to hit has it. So, you know, it's not necessarily that enticing then in that regard. I do wonder if the left is better though. It's like, just having another Railforge unit could be so good. I would even like the Conductor Steward again if it's offered. At this point, I think. I just don't know that's that good in this deck though right now. I think we go to the right. I think we want that Forge target. We're gonna have a lot of Forge, and I need some equipment floating around to pour them into. Alright, BT Blade, definitely fine. Assembly Room. Ooh. Alright, do we want to pre-buy BT Blade here? And we just put it on the Crucible Steward if it's Graft event? I think so. So we definitely want that. We'll probably buy that Assembly Room. I can just get multiples of these, the Crucible Steward, which further incentivizes me to get some stats onto it. Huh. I like the Brain Spike potentially. I can put it into Crucible Steward and get some Avarice for some Greed, but I can also get like multiple Smelt turns going. I will say we're probably looking at really wanting to get a draw upgrade, maybe instead of an Ember upgrade if we're going to start taking things like Powerborn Brain Spike, I suppose. And Sigyn Spike just is horrible. I think Spike the Hellhorn's still pretty terrible too, but we are a deck that can gain a good amount of Ember, so it's like, it's yet another X cost to the deck, which is becoming harder and harder to justify. I mean, all of these are, but I think the Pyreborn one is an exception because it basically implies that I'm getting Ember back after playing it, so it's really not too bad. And I get the Greed out of it. The only other thing is that this might make more sense with the assembly room, but I don't even think so. I think we just go this route. There are much better scaling options, hopefully ahead, than a Spike of the Hellhorn. Might as well just take the valuable card. And we'll take the assembly room. I don't know, we could take the engine upgrade as well. I don't know that it does a whole lot for me. I don't even think we want to deploy the BT blade. I mean, it's nice to get the attack, but we kind of want to use it for forging. And just putting it in at 4 might not even get it many kills. And I could just save this gold. And assembly rooms is too expensive for me to invest right now in a deployable, especially when it's like, it's so easy for me with this map to hit some of these arms later on and get it if I need it. But right now, honestly, the assembly room, a lot of the time, I think it's just going to be a smelt target. But if we can get a good Crucible Steward, I think in particular, going, then we can start duping that. I don't think it's important enough for me to deploy it, though, I guess is what I'm saying. I think we do want to purge a card here, though. I think we want to purge one of these Shield Stewards. They're just too awkward. They're dead weights each time. Not even a good smelt target. Just having a 1 out is pretty good, I think. And we don't need as much money here because I feel like somewhat confident that we want to hit this Merchant of Steel instead of this Trinkets. I think it's pretty hard for the Steel to be all that bad, and just having some initial stats on any of my units is going to be good, and even some damage shield or something. All right. Hard-headed, I don't think matters too much, at least from the time we get a welder helper. But there is some times where Crucible Steward might get screwed here. But I don't think we change up the formation because it just doesn't make sense for me to do so. The only maybe I could have argued Forge Steward up here, but that doesn't even make sense, I feel. I just want the extra kill. We could just sacrifice the Spear Steward here, and it does make our life a little bit easier. It doesn't mean I need to put the Shade Splitter to something else. I think I am going to do this here, just so I can get the this thing started. Let's put you there. I think we want to do this. I could have also just smelted it, but I'm going to hold the ability here. This is what I'm afraid of. You draw both of them on the same turn, and it's not very good. And we don't even have a good way to smelt out of it, necessarily. But that being said, let's do this. I could even argue a Quas Reservation here. I don't know. Maybe I want to hold it for playing the assembly room, though. I think if I'm doing this, this thing already is potentially okay as an assembly target. So since we can actually, this is actually not the end of the world. I can make use of this and just do this. So I think we'll do this. I'm gonna maybe get rid of one of these just to get rid of it. Even though it doesn't give me Ember, but I can just do this, and I think that's fine. Alright, we do have this here. Is it weird to just play this and not like resmelt and use my ability and get the cooldown on it? It doesn't really matter because this thing's dying anyway. So I think I just do this. I want to save both these cards anyhow. Alright, so definitely a good turn for assembly room, I think. And this is why I wanted to hold the ability. Yeah, I think we do this. Put that in. Might as well do this, but I don't even know if it... if I can get an attacking morsel here... Damn. Could have killed that if we got an attacking morsel, or had I maybe saved a forge point somehow. Well, either way, we'll do this now, I guess. Yeah, at least it's down here. Ah, you know what? I fucked that turn up. You know what I should have done? I should have... Well, it wouldn't have made sense. Yeah, it would have... I don't know. Maybe there was a better way. Well, I'm taking 6 damage. Not the end of the world, I guess. But I'm picking both Roller Harpers again, just FYI. I mean, I guess technically this is not my RNG. This is Alvin Sang's RNG here, so I definitely feel your pain. I assume... Here's a tough thing, too. It's like... I don't know how much of the same draw order RNG is going to be experienced. That's another tough thing with these cursed seeds, is like sometimes the submitter might have just gotten a bad draw order, and because of one little different card I took than them, it completely changes the RNG of the draw order for me on my run, right? So it's like, that is kind of just a thing that always unfortunately can happen with these cursed seeds, but man, he hits hard. I love it. I gotta say, I love Crucible Steward when he gets some stats. I think we definitely want to put the forge points in here. And even then, I am thinking maybe, because this is double stacked, are we ever going to find a better turn for using a Quas Reservation here? I don't think so. Could technically do it here too, if we want to maybe try to style on this guy. That's definitely possible too, but I kind of like the idea of duping the unit that has 12 damage shield. I should have etched, by the way, down there, because I really don't need a mortal trade. I can get rid of... Here, why don't we do it this way? So let's get the double etch here. And then... Do I get 2 slays here if I etch this? Let's find out. Good, 86. Alright, I do get the slay from that. That's nice. So, as I suspected, this PT Blade can actually stack pretty well here. But honestly, I wasn't that confident that that interaction will work. I've seen a lot of weird, I don't know, maybe inconsistencies is overstating it, but there's definitely some, what feel, I guess, like inconsistencies with how, I guess, ability damage, like units have abilities that deal damage. I don't know, there is some oddities there, I feel, but it's not too big a deal. Oh, we're killing down here. You'll love to see it. Well, we might as well take him out in style here. So let's do something like this. Yeah, sure, I don't know. That would have made more sense to hammer for my guy before etching, but, you know, we'll just say that it was all because we apparently wanted to do a big spell damage hit. Ooh, holy moly. Those are some good choices. Ooh. Well, probably don't need a second assembly room, though honestly, it wouldn't even be that bad. I mean, we've seen it before, where it's obviously much better if you can get like the manifold mirror or whatever, and just have it go to every room on one play. It's pretty hard to play this thing 2 different times, but it's not that impossible. Our deck is actually super well suited to actually do that, to be honest. As long as I can keep the... Honestly, I want to keep the Calcified Embers in the deck at this point. They're actually a very positive card for this deck. And then I can do that. Of course, there is also Furnace Tap, which definitely in this deck, I don't think we're that worried about Ember Drain, to be honest. Like, between the Aquaths and the massive amount of smelt that I have, or ability to smelt, I gotta say this Furnace Tap is pretty enticing, because keep in mind, I got an assembly room already, and I can just get these things multi-strike. Granted, there's some draw order issues there sometimes, but then there's Pyre Shot, which is also just like incredibly good. To some degree, I don't think we really need a Furnace Tap, honestly. I mean, every time I smelt, it's a hit, so Furnace Tap isn't actually gigantically changing that much, as crazy as it sounds. Granted, I would absolutely take it. We're just kind of picking between three incredibly good cards here, so we're just min-maxing at this point. None of these choices are bad. Like, I'm rolling with any of these, but I do have to think that Pyre Shot is maybe the best here. You know, we do have these two Hammerfalls for backline clear, but that's not going to be enough. To some degree, Crucible Steward also is removal, but it's to the front unit each time, which could get awkward for actually dealing with backliners, especially when those tanks are so big, blocking for them. Whereas Pyre Shot just takes out, I feel, the biggest threat in the Savagery fight, which is the sweepers. And it just kills them. But it's not just useful for just that. It's just kind of useful in every single fight. You're never sad to have a Pyre Shot. And I don't know, it's still like an okay smelt target if I need to do that. I really think the Furnace Tap is kind of win more here. And it just produces maybe some awkward turns that wouldn't otherwise exist. There's like, I guess the thing with Pyre Shot is, if I compare it to the other cards, there's no such thing as a turn where Pyre Shot isn't awkward, or is awkward. Like, Pyre Shot just is never awkward. It's either getting smelted for good Ember, or it's just clearing a floor, and honestly, most of the time it's just clearing a floor, and we really don't have any reasons not to want to do that. You know, we do have some permascaling with this VT blade, but not enough that I would be like min-maxing a not clearing a floor. And honestly, if I want to, I have the option. I don't have to play it. Like I said, it's a good smelt target. So I do tend to lean toward it here. Plus, I still think the Calcified Embers are probably positive. So I think we take it. Alright, we have just another Crucible Steward that we could take. I'm definitely open to that. The other option here is Salvage Machine. Salvage Machine would give us even more targets to, you know, smelt, and then the Harvest could pop off, honestly, as well. But I do wonder if we have the space for that unit. And even if it will end up harvesting much, I gotta say, if our assembly room gets drawn early enough, I don't think much stuff makes it to the top between that and Pyre Shot. So it's really like the harvests would happen on the lower floors, so it's not even harvesting that much. Whereas if I just simply have another Crucible Steward, then, I don't know, that's just increasing the amount of stuff I can do there. I think we take that. And then, I gotta think we do a draw upgrade. Draw, I think, is the most important here. Yeah, let's do that. We want to find targets and combo pieces, and draw is the way to do that. And we're not starved for Ember at all. If we were not scared to take a Furnace Tap there, then we're not needing an Ember upgrade. The only thing it really helps with is deployment, but I don't think it's so important here that deployment is... Because with the... Honestly, even with the extra Crucible Steward, I'm debating just not playing one of them at the start and having the other one be something I can just drop in as a forge target. I think there's some merit to that, but I don't know. I don't know if it's that good. I kind of was thinking one of them just goes down with the Forge Steward, and every now and then I can just direct my etches down there if it doesn't, you know, if there's no need to have them up top. And then I'm just getting some damage to help with the early waves. But that's not an incredibly good play either. Man, if I go to the right, is that better than going left? I'm second guessing myself. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, I'm already at pretty much full power health. There's almost zero chance I'm ever taking an Ember Banner here. And then what am I even looking for? Just plus 14 damage, really? And then maybe a Titanite, maybe an Endless, maybe a Multi-Strike. And like I said, it's like, I would take the Multi-Strike, but is it even that good? Like, I don't even know that it is. And a Large Stone is awkward too, unless I'm pairing it directly with a Smidge Stone. So it's like, I would like those initial stats of the Large Stone probably on the Crucible Steward, but the floor is not necessarily wide enough that I can make great use of that. Whereas if I go left, getting gold, caverns, trinkets. I think also since I just picked up another Crucible Steward, I don't know that I even need to dupe the Steward, so it's like, do I even need to hit this Merchant of Steel? Probably not. I'm really thinking left is having a higher expected value here, because there's so many good trinkets between these clans. Granted, a lot of the Umbra ones are not so good though, because I'm not really gorging. I'm not doing Umbra stuff really with that game plan, so I suppose that is making the trinkets a little worse than normal. And, I don't know, I feel like Reforged artifacts, they're pretty good. I think we go left. Yeah, let's go left. Okay. Definitely not getting the Shadow Box. This is not the type of deck for that. Crystallized Wing, maybe. I mean, that would make it so if I do happen to have a bad draw order with Assembly Room, it's permafrosted, or if I want to save even like a Calcified Ember for a future turn, I think that's pretty good. And even the Pyre Shot. This is, I think, a pretty good card here. Crystallized Wing. And even the Ember Staff I think is fine. We do have the Shade Splitters, which make it pretty easy to proc it. It's a 2-in-1 unit and spell, and then I just had to fill the gap with something else. Whether it be a Blight, I mean, I could always purge these in the worst case, if I really think it's beneficial. But, you know, room, equipment, there's other stuff. And, I mean, I guess I will say there's only really the one room and the one equipment. But there's still the Vengeful Shards, which, I don't know, they're getting smelted every so often, though, honestly. So, maybe the Ember Staff's not that good. The Crystallized Wing, for sure, is good, though. Let's check the Cavern here first, see what it has. Okay. I guess we just take many lives and put it on the Crucible Steward. I mean, in the context that we're going to be assembly rooming the good one, shall we say, having 3 stacks reanimate's pretty good. Especially if we're not really hitting a Merchant of Steel, potentially. The other option is Forge Steward, just to get a little bit of extra Forge. I don't think that's as powerful. Also, we could do it on Weldling. I don't think so. I think absolutely we're just putting on one of these. Gotta put it on your best unit, typically. Or your best tank, but we don't really have a tank. We have a unit that's just taking over everything eventually. Just being assembled for, you know, turn after turn. And I am wondering about duping the assembly room, to be honest. Like, as I look through this, I think it's acceptable. The sooner we get that going, the more the fight gets solved, the quicker the fight gets solved. Then we have the Pyre Shot as like an emergency plan. Let's see. Would we even... Yeah, so it is Glutton, but I just see no reason to do that. We have no extra morsel cards, nothing at all, other than the starting deck worth of morsels to feed a Glutton. And there's no way that that's making sense. So we gotta take the Architect. And this is where I feel like I look at this and I'm like, man, we really gotta buff Architect, don't you think? Like, I mean, you know, at this point, it's like, it's only like, it's not, unless the unit's dying or getting off the floor, it's still not even pit positive yet at the second rank. You know, I just don't think that's powerful enough for Monster Train 2, especially if it's going to be a 50-30. I mean, 50-30 is not good stats for a rank 2 champion that can't scale. You know, it's a rank. They'd be fine if the unit is providing a ton of value otherwise, but I guess that's just my point. It's like, basically making the unit pay for itself is not really all that good. And like I said, there are some rare runs where you can like have either maybe a double summon artifact with Hellhorn or reform with reform with Malting Remnant or the Magnetic Relay in this case. Well, actually, Magnetic Relay, they made it so it doesn't even work with champs, so I guess there's not even that. I guess you could still get it if you get Abyssal Prism, but you know, what I'm trying to say is there's not that many situations where it's doing anything other than just being a unit that pays for itself. Because I think if you're purposely killing the unit and then not just to free up the 3 pip, I think that's a really awkward way to do it. But I suppose you could do it. Tangent aside, I mean, there's just no reason not to take the Architect here. We want that extra pip. We'll take what we can get. I just wish it was more pip. I think we could reroll this. I don't know that Ember Staff is really getting played much. I don't know. Maybe it is. If I buy this, I can't reroll. That's my problem right now. It's pretty cheap. I kind of want to just get it. I feel like I would proc it still a pretty decent amount. It's just like so good with the... It's typically so good of a Shade Splitter. So even though the deck right now doesn't look amazing with it, I think it could end up being good. We do have 2 Merchant Arms in our future, and I would probably take sort of just any halfway decent equipment because we will have a lot of units that want to get some Forge on them. And yeah, I think this will be fine. Those aren't really the artifacts I'm thinking of, though, when I think of the good ones. Reanimate 1. This boss... I don't know. This boss is typically pretty easy. I'm a little worried because we don't have big attack. I mean, I got to like 80 attack. I think we'll be fine. I think 80 attack should be enough. I just have to be sure to get to like 80 attack in this fight, or else the sap will be an issue. Does the reanimate even matter? I don't think so. I think we want that money for sure. Alright, so we'll put this one in front. I'll still put it behind the Penumbra, I guess. Is that even like... I mean, if I put it in the front, then at least a Weldling can give it some stuff. I think we actually do want to put it in front. Is that weird? Because I want to get the armor eventually. And then this one I'm just going to put down here. Kind of what the plan was initially. And then this is going to be the one we actually pour resources into. This one's here just for an extra smelt and maybe a little bit of extra damage. Alright, we start with Pyre Shot. So here, for example, it's nice just to be able to have this extra smelt down here. I do want to get this assembly room into play. But I mean, I can do it. I just don't have much of a turn otherwise. And it's like I'm just duping a vanilla one, but I guess that's fine. I could also just get the room into play and not play the ability. I think I would just play the ability, though. Do that. Do we just say fuck it to this Weldling? I feel like we do, because if I get a Hammerfall or a Bloodthirsty Blade, it's going here on this Crucible Steward, so I think we could smelt this. I think we should, and then we'll get this into play. And I think we play this for 2. I don't know. My thought is, if I'm going to be duping the unit right now, I might as well just get the stuff. I want to save this fire shot though. Okay, I'm going to dupe it though. Definitely doing this here. My question is, do I do the pyre shot? I think we hold it. If I need it, I might as well wait to play it up top, because that's when we know if we need it or not. So I might as well pour this in here, unless I want to also burn this shade splitter. I think I do want to play this, so I'm going to make sure I don't forge it accidentally. Just get some stats here. And let's do this. I think I could probably just do some damage here to get rid of one of these. If I had that ability. I could also do it now. I might as well wait though for the next turn. I think this is fine. Ooh. May want to just pyre shot the bottom here. I mean, I could also just hammer fall it. See, it's like I might need it up top, though. I don't know. Well, first things first. We do want to do this. I can get back to the point where I can play pyre shot this turn as well anyway. If I do this first, then my future smelts have the extra damage, so I think we do it first. And then we'll just smelt once. That's dying, but we still need another hit. Are we getting an attacking morsel? Not getting an attacking morsel. I'm not going to pour 13 forge into that, so I think we can play this though, huh? Oh wait, I have the ability still. I could just use the ability here. And I could have quaffed to play the pyre shot if I need it. For the bottom floor or something. Does still leave this a little open. I think this is fine though. Yeah, let's do this first. We'll do this to get back to this. Put that there. And I think we do this to kill the collector. This floor is a little iffy, but I think we'll be okay. Hopefully. I need to just smelt a few times. Or just have some consumables. Or have a weldling. I think that also gets us out of this, because we're going to have a pig on here. I think we're okay. This thing at 61 damage is already fine. If I can just get it. Now, the next dupe I have, it'll have some armor. So I think we should put this in for sure. And we're killing here anyway, but yeah, this is nice. So we'll go forge this. Get this into play. Yeah, we're doing good here. Just do that to do the animation. I might as well if he's going to die. It's a very key thing that must be remembered. That poor guy didn't have any reanimate. See, this guy's got reanimate, so he's still probably dying here. We'll see. Alright, where am I going to stack this the most on? Am I going to stack it up top? I feel like I might stack it. Yeah, I think maybe up top still. So, man, I would love to, you know, maybe get it some forge. I think we can probably afford to at least, since this guy dying anyway, let's do that. Get at least some forge here. That might be the only forge I can justify right now. You know what? One more. We can do that one. And then 3. I suppose 3 will do. I could technically hit it again here. But I think that's fine. So let's get this in first. Then get our slays. And we'll put these up here. Oh. okay doing that. Yeah, this is fine. I am thinking if I get another assembly room in somehow, it not only, I think 2 sounds good, because it's like even if I don't get both of them in, I get to the first one faster, and there's the potential that I can set 2 of them up and actually just fill my entire train with these Crucible Stewards. I'm doing pretty good damage each smelt, and I can just spread the smelts around in a lot of cases. But since we have the BT blade here, we want to try to probably get as many kills up top at this point as we can. Let's get rid of these shade splitters maybe, and the immortal trade. Then we can do this here. I don't want that. Got this boss. I think we're going to be good. I got 100 damage on that guy. These guys are already doing pretty good damage. We can Pyre Shot here as well. Let's make sure this guy's getting a few kills, though, in the meantime. So let's do this first. Then do that and that. Oh, and he's dying. Perfect. Alright, this is going alright. Crucible Steward is doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Crucible Extinction. I don't see that making sense at this time. Gem Trove. Still not like super confident into Savagery. I don't know. Certainly the Reanimate helps. Oh, I didn't even check what the sequence was. I guess I still got time for that though, huh? Because we just hit that cavern. So what was it? 010? Let's see. 010. So it'd be steel, trinkets, arms. That's not that outlandish. Like, do I? If I am to dupe, it's just assembly room, I think, or Pyre Shot. Is it 010? I don't know though. I kind of want to hit this Merchant of Magic because this Pyre Shot, it's okay at 3. I don't know. It's probably fine at 3. I just wonder if duping it is tough though. I don't know where I'm gonna go here. It doesn't really affect these choices, so are these good? I don't really feel they are. Like, Gem Trove, the morsels really are not relevant to me, and the damage shield is not even that relevant into the Savagery fight. It's like 1 damage shield is really not going to help you when you got several sweepers. One of them, the most threatening one, is multi-striking, so it's like, if I'm not killing them, Gem Trove is not my answer, right? So I might as well just not add it if it's not actually going to help. So I think we skip here. It is a good smelt target, I'll admit that, but I think I got plenty of those. Armament drive looks pretty good to me. I mean, we can... Because those other, the other dudes that come in, they don't have the equipment, if I'm not mistaken, right? Maybe they do? I can't remember. Even if they don't, I have to imagine the armament drive is really good here. We obviously don't want the trap shoot. Geared Gauntlet also I'm not too sold on here, but definitely the armament drive is super good. So I don't know, what do we do here? If I go left, it's not even that good, right? It's like, removals are alright, they're not even that necessary. Whereas if I go to the right, I do kind of want to dupe this assembly room, honestly. I think it is kind of important. And honestly, even the Hammerfall, like, man, if I got an Ember Reduction, it'd be an easier dupe. I think we go to the right here, though. Dupe is too strong. We can also do Zone of Silence, because I will be taking a lot of pyre damage in this fight, potentially, the Savagery fight. So, and it's a good smelt target, so I think we will take that for sure. We can take the meat shield as well. It's just, could be a potato for all we care. It's just equipment, and I think that would be a good thing to have. Definitely not this. Ugh, yuck. Those fucking units suck. You know, I don't know. Maybe I've overglazed Umbra. They're definitely not great. I just don't think they're... I don't think they're the worst clan for me. It's like blasphemous to say this, but like I honestly feel like Under Legion is actually the worst clan, which is crazy to say because their high rolls are so good and they're pretty consistent in hitting those high rolls. My main thing that I'm judging it by is like in a Cursed Seed, Under Legion, it can feel like the most impossible thing to win with, right? In my opinion, it's like if you don't have any decay and your shroom generation sucks, it's like at some point you're like, well, what am I even getting out of this clan, right? Now, of course, they have probably the best champ in the game, maybe, potentially, which is the Lady Lionsbane, or Madame Lionsbane. Belit, I'm not too sold on. I don't know about Belit. Belit can be pretty powerful. I just don't know about the consistency. All right, tangents aside, what are we doing? We dupe in, God, I have so many calcified embers, and I feel so good about them in the deck. That's the nice thing about this Crucible Steward. It's so fun. I love this unit. But yeah, Meat Shield. Definitely take that. What are we duping? I think it's Assembly Room. Or Pyre Shot. Responsible thing is probably Pyre Shot. Let's see if we can just buy another one. Okay, we cannot buy another one. And these, I'm not really feeling. I could technically do the weapons cache, but we don't want to see our equipment in deployment. The whole reason we're taking them is to have something that we can use our forge with. So, you know, I just don't think we're getting these. And the equalizing rings, unfortunately, takes away the attack in most cases, since it's, even if we forge with it, right? The problem with equalizing rings, I think, that makes this card so unenticing to me is that the effect is just too ultimate for me. It's like, I feel like if it just sort of first put your, like in the sequencing of events that can occur on a unit, I suppose. I just wish the equalizing rings sort of just made the, I guess I'm like, I don't know. It is a zero cost, so that aspect of it is powerful if you actually can make positive use of the thing. I guess it's just really limited in my eyes in how it can be good because of the way it just sort of overwrites everything. It's like it overwrites Rage, it overwrites Forge, by my understanding. Honestly, I haven't ever tried it with Forge. I assume it would overwrite it, but based on everything else I've seen, it would just overwrite anything. It overwrites any sort of scaling that could occur on the equipment itself. It's just like, it really has to just work with specific synergies, otherwise it's not really positive at all, I feel. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to take these. And I do think I am probably just duping Pyre Shot. That just solves most of our potential problems here. Let's get rid of an Immortal Trade. Maybe two. We got a lot of money here. Might as well. We were just never going to need this, right? Famous last words. Mark of Invasion. Yeah, I guess so. Easy boss. Let's do the same thing. Could have actually maybe argued this Crucible Steward mid might have made more sense. Probably, definitely would have, but it's too late now. Okay. really want to be using Hammerfall and Steward, but I think because of the corruption here, we're going to have to, yeah, unfortunately, I think we're going to have to do it a different way. Yeah, go like this, because I need to get this guy some armor at the moment. We have still other ways we can get this guy some stuff, so... Let's see, I probably should have a Quass as well, though. I kind of need that attack pretty quickly. 27 is not necessarily high enough. Getting, what, 13 armor a turn is still pretty good, though. Let's do... that. I could do this and get my thing back. This is where I was like, maybe I should dupe the assembly room, though. To be fair, though, I wouldn't have drawn it here because we haven't drawn a pyre shot either. This is just not too hard, though, is it? Like, this just seems like less incoming threat than even the other fight had. We can just get rid of these for the most part. I can get a... kind of want to do this as well. Though, maybe for the sake of money, we should be doing this. I can just wait on this for a future turn. Yeah, I think that's fine. Wait on a future turn for the Prismal Dust. Losing reanimate stacks, it's not good. Alright. Do I give up on the Steward? That would not be good, I don't feel, but... yeah, so we got some smelting we can do here. Does suck to bottom deck like the BT blade and the assembly room, but we've drawn some other stuff, so we have other answers here, it's fine. Go like this. Just suck that I guess we can just do this. I'm okay taking a damage here to get 2 extra damage shield, I think. That's fine. Could have used my Quass there as well. I need to actually consider it on turns like that. Alright, this is really good here. We still don't have... I still got this guy. He can get us some Ember. Do I need the Weldling? I think I just want this BT blade to be as big as possible. So... let's do that. Do I need the pyre shot here? Because if I do this, I'm already getting 91 that kills this guy. And then this guy dies, yeah. All we really need to do is armament drive. I can save the pyre shot here. I can put this down to get an extra one. That might be okay since we burned out the other welding. We don't really need to not put this thing down. So we can put this down first. And yeah, let's do this. I think we can do this. That makes sense. I like the assembly room hopefully coming up here. Might be the literal last card of the deck. It looks like it is, yeah. Shouldn't have said anything. Well, we can maybe proc Ember Staff here, it looks like. Yeah, we should definitely be able to proc Ember Staff. So, let's see. Get that in, and then just... I guess I can just play the room. Or just play one of these out. I don't need all of these, I suppose. Okay, there's that. I can technically play it here. I think we should. 100 damage here doesn't get me the kill. That's fine. So we can do this. Okay, it does actually give me the kill. I was gonna say I could use the ability as well, but for sure we're doing this then. So we got this guy. He only has 1 reanimate stack, but he's gotten back up to 97 armor with 4 damage shield left over. I think we're in a good spot here. I could still stack BT Blade more if I use this turn. I may not really need it for next turn. So let's do that. Well, I can just do this. That's fine. Should have probably even used it here if this guy might die. See, he's got 80, so this kills. That's fine. Still want to get some stacks here. Too bad it's not the reanimate boss. Could have got some decent stacks here, I think. Just doing this to keep stacking here. I could probably do this. Oops. Damn it. I accidentally clicked his ability. I wanted to put the meat shield on him. Somehow I ended up clicking his ability. Well, fire shot. I guess we hardly knew ya. Alright, that's good. Still save the other one. I mean, I could just use it here too. Might as well try to get it stacked here. I might have made this guy too powerful. Okay, never mind. He's killing that guy, which sucks, though. It is what it is. There's nothing I can really do to change that. Do I let this guy up to the top, though? I kind of want to just assemble on him. It doesn't matter what's 1 extra stack, right? Let's get this guy some stuff here. Do this. Let's see if we can take him out down here. Alright, we came close, but no cigar. Looks like we'll probably get our stack after all here. Not if he's dying. Alright. Boom. And we got some money, I guess. Maybe I should have actually extended that out, though, for the money. Although the other guys would have had avarice, too, so that's fine. Grovel, Emberforged Feast. Not feeling it. I gotta say, not a good showing from Umbra on this run so far. The only thing we've really gotten from them is, I guess, Penumbra, but that's not a positive. Prismal Dust is probably the best thing. Still a very good card, but and certainly relevant, but this run is getting hard carried by Railforged. Hard carried. And Space Prism's alright. It's just kind of supportive, though. You know, Umbra's just playing light support here. 2 cards. 2 support cards. And, I mean, I guess the Shade Splitters are okay, too, for the Versatile Ember Staff, but I'm really reaching to find compliments here for Umbra. So when people say Umbra is the worst clan, I get into a run like this, and I can't really disagree with them, right? Really can't disagree with them there, but they feel so good a lot of the other time. I don't know. A lot of it, honestly, with Penumbra, it comes down to Gorge Penumbra, in my opinion. This run would look better with, even though we found really nothing for morsels, by the way, it still would feel infinitely better with Gorge Penumbra, I think. I don't know, are these good? They don't seem that good to me. Disassemble's a tough one for me to take. I feel like it's just not worth it here. Railgun. I suppose there's some worlds where I could pivot and just make a railgun floor if I got the assembly room, but that doesn't seem that likely. I don't really like using these turrets, to be honest. They're a tough one for me because it's like I just feel like they're there and they're good when you top deck them, but when you bottom deck them, it's like, well, what purpose are they serving at that point in the deck? I guess you just smelt them in a lot of cases, but I don't know. It seems like the other deck either needs to be able to survive on its own or not. So you're adding a card where it's like your deck still needs to survive as if it didn't exist. So it's like, that's how I feel about the turrets. It's like, it just feels like if my deck can't survive as is, then the turret doesn't save that. It's not guaranteed to save it, at least. I guess it does save it if you top deck it, but that's just not like a consistent way. Or it's not like the consistency that I look for, I guess, in the cards that I want in my deck. And honestly, all of these cards kind of more or less fit that mold. It's like, I don't know that any of these are really cards that stand out to me as being super good. I mean, mass production seems like it should be good in a lot of cases, but I'm just sitting here trying to think, how is it even good for me? You know, it's only good after a magnetic relay, I feel. It's like, otherwise your unit is just vanilla in your hand, and sure, I guess you can get 2 of them, but it's kind of tough because there has to be like a combo piece. So you could just draw dead on it, and it doesn't do anything at that point. I will say though, it could even be a way to get 2 assembly rooms out, so it's not like so bad here, I feel. I mean, what are the worst case scenarios here? It's like I can get a copy of anything, really. It's unit, equipment, or room. Basically, it's just any non-spell is another way you could think of it. So it's like, you know, I get a BT blade. It's not that good, actually, but it's okay. Assembly room would be the main thing that's good, I feel. Yeah, I don't know. There's actually not that many good targets for it as I look through this. There really aren't. Weldling, I guess. I don't even know if you want to Zone of Silences. So it just doesn't look that good to me here. It's only really enticing with the assembly room, but the thing is, if I'm drawing assembly room, then things are good anyway. It's just making a good situation better. So I just skip these. Pretty sure we just have the deck that we have already. Pretty good gold amount there, I gotta admit, though. That is definitely good. I think we might want to go right. I don't know. I'm pretty okay on Pyre Health. Still a lot of good artifacts in the pool. Got a lot of money. If I am to go to a Merchant of Magic, what am I even looking for? Consumer Removed. It's not even that good on Armament Drive. Consumer Removed would probably go on Prismal Dust. That would be pretty good there. Cost reduction, Pyre Shot would be nice, but right now it's kind of nice just having them be at 3, because then they're, you know, permafrosted by default. So it's like they already are technically at permafrost, so... Other than that, I don't really see much good at that Merchant of Magic, which makes me think I should just go to the right. Yeah, I think we're pretty adamant, just go to the right. And, you know, equipment might be good. Jack Strips. Jack Strips would be nice because, at least if I'm going top floor against Savagery, which I think I am, it will kill the lesser sweepers before they get there. It's not like I need to stack BT Blade that much. It's fun to stack it, but not to the extent that I need to, like, purposely not kill Blackliners. I would love to have them just die, you know, naturally, and any of the 5 health or less ones are gonna die by the time they get to the top, so it's still pretty good for the Savagery fight. Also, Anvil's definitely getting taken. Definitely getting taken. Pyre Shard, even at this high gold amount, I don't know. I mean, technically I do have the Pyre Shot, so maybe I still take it. It is max gold cost as well. Let's take a look here. Okay. Fight Club could be okay on like the mid floor. Stoic Plate Mail, if I needed to make a tank in a pinch. Quick Dagger is pretty good. I feel like all these things have good merit. I think maybe the Dagger? think the dagger, actually. I'll take the dagger. Fuck it. It'll make me feel better. Oh man, Smelt. Okay. Yeah, it'll make me feel better. We can afford that too. Wow, that was like the ordained amount of gold. Okay. That felt like a see. I'm telling you, trinkets. Man, sometimes we just added quite a bit of power actually. Nothing necessarily nothing individually that broken other than maybe Herzl's Anvil, but all of this together just feels like my deck got so much better right now. Plus we even got the quick dagger, which is another forge target. Now this is the hardest of the Ring 6 bosses, but that doesn't actually mean that much. Turn 1, I probably want this here. I don't want to actually proc revenge if I can help it. I can't really help it that much, though. But, you know, at least let me not have this Crucible Steward accidentally hit it, right? Alright, we're definitely getting this assembly room out. Gotta protect our boy here, so we can just... Yeah, we can do some stuff here. 14. It would be nice to not lose this reanimate stack. Why don't we go and just chump block that after we do that? I can do this once, I suppose. Just it is, wait, I thought that gives... Oh, right, no, whatever. I was a little confused about how much I was supposed to get there. I feel like I should have gotten an extra forge point, right? Maybe I'm only getting it here, and maybe smelting doesn't actually trigger this. I could see that maybe smelting doesn't trigger it. What is the... Yeah, I guess it technically... It just says gain forge points, which is not the same as forge. We definitely are we got some good stuff here. Just thinking how greedy I should be with this. Because I could hit 2 of them here. But that's revenging rather pointlessly. But once we hit that Prismal Dust, I'm just trying to think, is there any situation where I bottom deck Prismal Dust and I'm screwing myself over here? Hopefully not. I think they're both going to be back up here the next turn, though. Alright, let's just do this for now. I'm going to put that in. Could do this. Might make more sense here. Probably makes more sense here. I could also just redraw these, I think. It's fine. Yeah, let's just do this. Then I'm at okay attack. And I should have used that one. That was a little bit of a fuck up. I need to play better. Let's pull it together here. Alright, we got this, which doesn't feel too bad to me to play. Because I think I'm okay revenging here. This has the Pyre Shard that I'm okay like getting some kills here with. Let's do it like this. We have this. Oops. God damn it. I meant to hit this guy's ability first. could just do this. And then that. Or that. Maybe this. We want some greed. I think we're winning this fight just fine, so get some avarice going for future dupes. It would have been nice to dupe after all of that, because that's what I wanted to do. But alas. We just do this here. Should have probably a quath stat as well. Whoops, but I don't know. 14 damage should have probably fine. And we'll dupe it next turn. Alright, get our pyre shot here. Smelt, huh? Should we just get rid of this? Then I can play that. Get a lot of them out. I think we should. So, this floor for sure. Give that guy that one. You that one. Is this better here? Might be. Okay. Guess I could do this. I think Pyre Shot's going to be pretty critical to that that other fight. I just want to keep getting kills with this thing. Might as well stack it, right? Here, let's use this. How's this floor gonna fail? Looks like they're killing. Oops. Well, I guess I killed that guy. Well, alright. That'll do. Meant to try to get that extra pyre kill stack there, but it's okay. So we're up to 100 pyre attack. It's already decent. Forever Consumed is probably good here. It's a little awkward being yet another X-Cost card, but it's certainly a lot of damage. The other stuff definitely is not getting taken. You know, there's technically a world I could do Mitosis plus Super Morsel, to be honest. Like, it's draw order dependent, but the thought is basically I save up a bunch of forge points, just put it into a morsel on their own floor where they can't get eaten by anything else, and then I can instantly, you know, create 3 copies of that, and it would have those stats. So I could create something like a 100, 100, and then triple it. But it sounds good, but I don't know that my forge is hitting broken enough numbers that actually is that's actually outdoing just having my Crucible Stewards be the benefactor of my forge points, which I think is just a better plan. So as fun as that is, I think we're just going to take the Forever Consumed. I think we still want draw, honestly. I think draw is really what we're going to need here. We just have to have that consistency. Definitely go for the dupe, I think. Personal extension. I don't think we're needing much more like equipment fodder. I think the deck is like at a good balance right now. It feels like okay, especially with that extra draw upgrade. So I got another pip to play with. Was gonna dupe the assembly room. I think I'm at a point where I'm ready for that. The other option is Pyre Shot, which honestly is easier to do with that artifact, right? It's like, I don't know, it is just kind of nice to clear out the floors with that. We still need to eventually... And then it's like you clear the floors out while the other stuff just starts replicating. But yeah, I think I do want to dupe the assembly room. The other thing is like I could technically deploy it, but I should have took an Ember upgrade if that was the plan. That could have been maybe worth considering a bit more, honestly, if I kind of forgot that a Merchant of Arms was attached to this. It's my bad. Welcome to my workshop. Yeah. Yeah. Can you fix a broken brain? Because that is what I got, apparently. Anyway, I think we can do the assembly room. And I will not deploy it. There's just no world where that makes sense. Is re-rolling here making sense? I will say that maybe if I am going to deploy something, the VT Blade kind of makes sense. Not really, though. We still just like benefit more from Forged over just 22 attack, I feel. In a lot of cases. We just don't actually want to deploy anything. Should probably purge some cards, I guess. I don't know. I still need Smelt targets. It's kind of a catch-22. I think with the extra draw card, we don't need to purge cards with the extra draw relic. Mark of Invasion here into Savagery's Assault. That really sucks when you're already facing Savagery, because that's like, well, I had some... I mean, I guess we'll replenish our Pyre health, so maybe it's fine, but... It's like, then I also has to like, it might be fine. I would just set up bottom maybe, and we could just assemble everything at the bottom, but I don't know, it's like, I think we still have to set up top with this deck, but we're going to be taking some Pyre health for sure. Sucks. I think we definitely want to take the Mark of Invasion, though. Not if it results in Pyre health, though, but Pyre Steward makes short work of those. I think that should be easy money, but we're looking at some Pyre damage. Silence Room will help a lot here. You know, I can keep the second floor alive, silence the bottom floor. At that point, I may not actually take any damage, so maybe we're fine. Just depends on draw order, really. These out. I think for this one, we'll want to go like this. 9 here. Do I want to do this? Because I might need it to survive this, especially if for some reason I can't smelt a bunch. Then again, I kind of need some damage here for when I get assembly room. I mean, really, I should be fine. I got the 3 reanimate. I'm losing 1 stack here, unfortunately, but this is only safer in the sense of the next thing. I really need to get going on some damage if I'm going to be taking out these gladiators. I do want to do that then. Oh yeah, forgot that Jack Strips actually pierces those things, so I'm A-okay. Alright, we got the assembly room. Definitely need to play that here. Just a matter of what will be better. Alright, let's do... Might as well do these here. He's living at least. Yeah, these sweepers are actually really not a threat here. This fight might not be so bad for us. It doesn't look like it. Let's definitely play this. I definitely want to get the armament drive here for the assemble. So do I sadly need to... I mean, I guess I don't really need... I could just kill the Shade Splitter. I don't really need to play that. Then I can keep the Pyre Shot. I don't even know if I'll need that Pyre Shot, but either way, yeah, we can just do this here. We'll put that there, since this is the guy that's going to get duped. Now, if I want, I could still... I think we do. So let's do this. And then we can go there for some more forge. And we'll do that. I can still do this. Kind of want to. Might as well stack it a bit. Then these guys get to live. I mean, it's a good deal, right? This guy... He might die, but it's okay. But he'll have backup soon enough. When one falls, the others stay. Okay, that would have been a reason to, I guess, to keep the Pyre Shot. Is there any world I can kill that? Probably not. I would have to draw into Pyre Shot, which could happen. It's unlikely. I guess Hammerfall as well. But we can definitely draw this turn, so let's definitely do that. Anywhere we kill that. We'll definitely do this so then I can stop worrying about down there. We'll do... Oh, we need some damage up here. Shit. Alright. That should be fine. We'll do this. I can keep this. Alright, we can get that other assembly room down here. I am liking that. Yeah, let's go. We want to do this for the money, right? Seems like we do. It's greedy, but I mean, why not? We're totally winning, so nothing to worry about, really. Let's get rid of these. Let's do that. Really need a guy down here, but I know, might as well, right? Alright, I can get... I'll just finish that guy by forever consumed. Just trying to think what else we do this turn. Definitely want to get some kills here. I mean, it's kind of nice to get this attack up. Do that. Could smelt here. I don't know. Could probably actually just do this. Maybe there's no rhyme or reason to me doing it that way, but my thought was like I wanted to get the dagger onto a unit that didn't already have equipment, but is not necessarily a unit that meant anything to this fight necessarily, but sure, we'll just roll with that. Alright, we got our thing here. I still want to do this for sure. Do that right there. Let's do this. Honestly, I could probably just do this as well. Alright, our Zerg swarm of SCVs is on the loose. Oh, it's starting to actually hit pretty well. Alright, and beyond that, I don't know, maybe that. You are dead. Alright. Ember Cache is just a lot of free etches. I feel like that's good. The other cards are not good. Yeah, I'm all about that Ember Cache. Carcalypse could be just a bad pyre shot, but that's still okay. Quenching Oil is a bad not pyre shot, just a bad shot. I don't know if the card doesn't even exist to compare it to. It's so bad, but Magnetic Relay is potentially good here. I don't know. Is it even that good? Because a lot of these times my floor space is not going to be available for me to replay a unit on. It would be top, but I'm like, it's not accomplishing a whole lot here, I feel. I don't know that I would take it. I could see just skipping here. Honestly, the cards in the deck already are so good. I don't really need to reintroduce stuff. Like, I really like the cadence at which I'm finding cards. Still want to go to the right here. We are at full pyre health. Maybe I don't want to go to the right. I mean, if I don't have like a super clear dupe, which honestly, I feel like I don't have a super clear dupe, it would probably be pyre shot, if anything. I don't know though, it's still probably okay to dupe the pyre shot at this point. And honestly, I don't know. I just don't think there's much at the Merchant of Magic for me at this point. There are minor upgrades, essentially. Nothing is really major. So I think a dupe has to be better. Honestly, I could take a third assembly room. Okay, obviously Shattered Hill at this point is useless. Broken Rail, definitely would take that. Deep in Oil, might as well take it. We got a lot of money here. Not going to be able to spend it all. Sketches. Is that even good? I don't think so. It doesn't feel good to me. Take that for sure. Tears Quill we can take. We're actually going to maybe be doing some serious machine gun action here with the Crucibles. The Crucible Stewards. Herzl Hammer is definitely something I would take, though. That's for sure getting taken. Merges. Any good merges? I don't think so. I think we're gonna dupe that room. Let's see if we can just buy it, though. Void Armament. That could be usable. We have the option to just buy this assembly room. I think we do that. Now I don't need to dupe it. I can dupe something else. I don't even need to remove cards, I feel. Like, I just have Smelt. The bad cards are still good because they're Smelt targets. I guess maybe the Spear Stewards can go, though. I don't know. I could see that. Void Armament, is it even that good? I don't know that it's that good here. I mean, I suppose if I'm duping the units and they have multi-strike, that is good, but again, most of my damage is coming from etching anyway. I think it's a little risky, especially into savagery. I don't love it. Might just get rid of those Spear Stewards with the remaining money. I can also take a fourth assembly room. I don't know if that would be ridiculous. I could take another Ember Cache, take a Herzl Hammer, I could take another Pyre Shot. It's probably Pyre Shot. It's gotta be Pyre Shot, right? Yeah, it's Pyre Shot. And then just purge these stewards, I guess. Or purge one of them. Alright, let's do it. Alright, I do lose a reanimate right off the bat. I could just have Penumbra die here, because Penumbra really does not serve too much of a purpose. I can just preserve my reanimate stack for what that's worth. I got the damage shield as well. Fuck, I actually didn't want to do that. God damn it. Ay. Well, I won't get the armor now. I really fucked that up. Well, I have to, like, remedy my mistake here and live with it. Yeah, we'll just live with it, I guess. Look at this guy here. He's just going to get immediately bodied down below if I don't get Pyre Shot. I do get these right from the get-go. I can block with a Spear Steward. We don't really need the Shade Splitter. Get the welding in. Don't know that this vanilla welding is all that good. I was going to do that, but then I was like, well, I might as well just do this if it's... Maybe if it's damage shield or something, I just eat it. And that makes sense. I can also just forge this. If I do want to play both these, I need to forge this. So that would be... Even then, I can't play both. So I think we're only playing one this turn. I think we do it this way. I don't know. I'm trying to get online, but it's not. Well, it wasn't really the best opener for it. I guess we'll see. I don't need the third assembly room down below, so like, I just need to play one of these. Like, yeah, I can smelt one of these for absolutely certain. So let's definitely smelt one of these. And let's definitely pyre shot. And let's definitely get this. It's not actually that important that I get it in this turn. Because it's just getting the shield steward. Might as well wait until this unit's in front. We can do... I think this is a good turn just to get this forge point in here. So let's go there. Put that in. Put that in. I don't want this guy to die. I think that's... Or, I mean, if he's dying, we should just put this here. That's what I mean to say. So I could just pyre shot here if we want to assembly turn next. But I'm like, if it costs 4 to put this in, doesn't it make sense just to hold this? I feel like that makes sense, right? Oh, alright. Well, that's a little awkward. That looks fine. Why am I getting more armor for that? I'm not exactly seeing why that's happening. I guess that's how the, oh, the health. Wait, I'm so confused. You forge a unit. So I'm losing a lot of health, but then I'm gaining armor. I don't know why I'm gaining armor. Why am I gaining armor here? Is it because anvil? I don't think so. Well, either way, I don't think there's actually a good unit to put this on. I could just forge it, as weird as that is, and then I can pyre shot that. Pretty sure we do want to do that. And I'll just wait on this thing. I'm okay with that dying. I'll just kill that. Alright, we can get our damage shield going. It's pretty much GG at that point. Get rid of one pyre shot. We did dupe an extra one. I would like to get this welding in, maybe. Taking pyre hits. We gotta get this down for sure. Well, did we already burn one weldling? I have the other weldling there, it looks like. So I could burn this one if I want a pyre shot here, or if I want to just get a good prismal dust off. I can definitely get rid of that if anything. I kind of feel like I just do this. I mean, if I do that, then I should do this. Yeah. Oops, he doesn't have that. Alright, yeah, I guess we'll just do this then. Do this, actually. That's fine. I'm getting an extra ember from that. That's right. Be doing that. Kill that. We're definitely good to go though. Should not take any more fire damage. Probably will even kill him mid, I'm hoping. If all goes well. Make sure I don't accidentally forge this. Pyrogorn Spike doesn't really matter anymore. We're better off doing the Hammerfall here. In fact, probably just do that there. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use Forever Consumed that well. I mean, I can't keep this guy alive at any rate, but maybe I just play it here anyway. Yeah, I think we just get rid of it. I'm just doing too much damage to care about those tanks. I'd rather keep drawing the other cards. Alright, we got both dupes here. This guy's going to get this and get it forged this turn, so it's just a matter of forging the other stuff in the meantime. Let's see. Alright, let's put this in. And these could just be forged targets. Play him like, I don't know. They'll be mired. Probably better than smelting them there, I don't know. It's hard to say for sure. How did you sneak on by? Where did you come from? I didn't even see them there. Alright, that's good at least. Let's get some damage in here. Get some of that going. I wish these counted as strikes. This floor definitely needs to get pyre shotted to get softened up. We're not worried about this floor at this point. This floor is taken care of, so let's definitely do that. And we'll get some more attack here. I feel like everything starts with this guy. He needs to be, getting good attack. You see why I did double draw upgrade though, right? It's I have so much ability to smelt that the hands are actually just getting fully played out each time. Right, this floor is officially taken care of. Only 2 of them, right? And we'll have more soon enough here. Yeah, we really don't need the welding actually. I don't have that much forge for it anyway. Get rid of that. Play that, and then. Yeah. Do we want to get rid of 1 salvage? I don't think so, not right now. This floor is actually clearing the minions. That's pretty impressive. I actually really like Pyre Shard when you have Pyre Shot. It's probably, I don't know, it's kind of fun to see your pyre attack go up like that. Yeah, this is why I didn't remove too many cards. It's by the end of the fight, we don't have hardly any cards left, you know? Let's see if we can win it down below. do that for some damage. And it looks like we got the kill. Nice. Alright. This has definitely been an interesting run. I feel like I've been pretty powerful past the point of getting... I feel like once we got Crucible Steward and Assembly Line, the line, kind of the direction was there. So it's been like good since then, and we've definitely found really good stuff in the meantime. Like all this stretch of artifacts was actually insanely good. The artifact I memed on is like potentially even one of my better artifacts here. I mean, my fire attack is up to such a ridiculous amount that Pyre Shard almost just clears the tanks. It takes a little bit over half their health. Alright, do I want this guy with the damage shield? Almost certainly. Granted, we didn't even play the Weldlings last turn, so... But I think either way, we still want to do it this way. Still probably go like this, I'm thinking. Okay, we can just forge this straight away. I can get the assembly room going. Definitely want that in. We can just forge this now. We can reforge later. Ooh. Five should be pretty good. That's 10. They'll last a pretty good amount at that point. I will say that we do need to actually 8 because I want to play this. I think we can play it here. Just sooner the better here. I guess I could have a Quoths there. I probably should have just a Quoths. I don't know. I feel like maybe I could still get a better turn out of it. Yeah, we have the welding here. I think we do need to put some forge points into that. I don't know if we even need to be playing Pyrelites, because we're going to be hitting this guy pretty heavy most of this time. Wouldn't mind putting this down here, but it'd be pretty good smelt target this turn. It only really helps me with the scourges. It's not like that big of a deal, I feel. Kind of want to get this welding into play. Yeah, I don't think we need this Zone of Silence. I could also just get a third assembly room down there. Probably better for this fight anyway. So we're up to 11 forge. I think we forge at that amount. And then I can get extra equipment if I do this. For this probably makes more sense. And we could put that there, I guess. Doesn't really change anything, but sure. I guess I'll do that once, and then for this, we'll just do this. Do need to get him some attack. It's another turn where maybe I could have probably just played Quoths. I don't know, I feel like I'm saving it for a future turn at the moment. Alright, we can get this second one out here. We definitely want to do that. Let's get this one down. Definitely want to play this. Should hopefully get another one coming up. I'm going to try to not play these. If I can help it. I guess I got to play one of them. I could also just let it hit me. I think I could just let it hit me. Hammer fall. I guess I can play one of them. Don't think this is gonna be useful in this fight. Might just use it as a smelt target even though it doesn't give me anything. Put that here. Could put it there. If I put it here, then I get the attack on the welding. That seems good. I'm just gonna let that one hit me. I think I need this damage. So let's put this here, I guess. I'm gonna do this just to kill these. Fire shot takes those out. I want to keep that for next wave. I kind of want to put one here. Even if it doesn't have much, I can eventually get maybe something onto it. I think I still have... it would have to be a hammer fall at this point. I forgot I had played both of those equipment out. I think I just keep this for now. But yeah, this fight's pretty much over. Should have done that first. Alright, we can get this one down here. We should get some damage here too. I just used all of those abilities, but then we'll have like these abilities will like refresh it. It's just really good actually. Salvage. Probably just salvage that, right? First forge point. Do I even gain much from forge points at this point, though? Not really, right? This guy is dying. Could maybe block it. I don't think that would even help. This guy, he's just, you know what, this is fine. We can, let's get some damage down there. Could do actually pretty big hit there. Trying to think if I should do Forever Consumed here or this. This is just not nearly as much damage as Forever Consumed. Get rid of this. Yeah, let's just do Forever Consumed here. Well, probably play this twice. Yeah, that works. $365 days of the year. Forgot to do all this last turn. But this should be the turn we kill him, so this is fine. Oh, nice. That was animation angle I feel that I don't normally get, because I'm usually not killing savagery as the final kill blow with a unit ability. That's kind of cool. Kind of caught me by surprise there. A la the what do you call it? The morsel thing that we always skip. A la the, what do you call it? The one where you play 20 morsels and it explodes. I forget the name of it, but same kind of effect. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely tough at points, for sure. But I gotta say, the Crucible Steward is a super fun run, because just getting an unstoppable line of Crucible Stewards is kind of fun to pull off. It's tricky to get it going, I guess, but that's why you have things to help it along, like Pyre Shot and stuff, right? And sure, getting the Pyre Shard definitely made it even that much better. It's such a... we are, what, 365 damage by the end? That's pretty nice. Let's see what everybody did. Okay, went full trample. Interesting. I can't really argue it. I mean, it's like Architect, take it or leave it, right? Both paths are weak. I guess it just depends on what, if you think you can scale the Penumbra or not, right? Engine upgrade, BT blade, boilerplate. So we definitely have a lot of differences already I can see compared to Alvin Sang's run here. Oh, yeah, like no artifacts too. There's a large mystery box. That would have been nice. If anything, it's just an extra smelt target. It's actually really, as good as I love large mystery box. It's even better with Rail Forged, right? So it's like something I already love is even that much better. Wonder where that was. Salvage machine. Yeah, we actually have such a different deck. Shadow Eater. Yeah, this is like. It almost makes me wonder if we had the same RNG on the choices. So actually, I think they did put a patch out. Oh man, I hope I didn't like get a different run than everybody got. I mean, the Shade Lamp was the same, because it's like, I've seen it before where it's like it'll get different artifacts and stuff, and like different unit offerings on a seed that was shared, if it was shared like before a patch, and then after the patch drops, it kind of, I guess, changes how the seed interacts with the RNG, I guess. I don't know. I don't know for sure if that's the reason, but I definitely have witnessed it, I guess. But yeah, this is a vastly different deck than us, though. I don't know. I've seen every card here, so it's like it could be legit that we still had the same seed and we just took very different paths. Yeah, I mean, I also see a lot of Merchant of Magic upgrades here, so it's like probably he hit a bunch of Merchant of Magics, which I felt like we did hit a lot of them, though, didn't we? Well, maybe not. I know we hit the first one. Then maybe we skipped a few. I think I actually skipped all of the rest of them, so that makes sense. So that makes sense why we're seeing different stuff here. But yeah, I guess the only thing I will say is I'm not seeing Pyre Shot or Assembly Room, so I feel like those are just two incredibly powerful cards that I'm pretty sure were offered just in the rings. So that would be my only critique if they were shown, which we don't even know if they were, but if they were shown for him, I think I would have definitely taken him, because I'm just looking through this deck and I'm like, I feel like there's a lot of weak cards. Like when I look at some of the differences, it's like, well, yeah, there's a lot of differences in the deck, but like for instance, I just would not really benefit from having a Crucible Collector or a Morsel Master or even a Shadow Eater to some degree. There just was, I didn't end up with much morsels, and a Pyre Shot beats a Shadow Eater anyway. As much as I like Shadow Eater, Pyre Shot's beating that. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe maybe the thought was if you had the Shadow Eater and you were feeding it well enough, then you didn't need Pyre Shot. I guess I could see that angle. So that could be why we're not seeing Pyre Shot. And honestly, I could see if it's an Umbra deck with, I guess that's the big difference here. Is like this is kind of an Umbra deck, right? Not really a. This is not really a Railforge deck. So they're leaning more into that, and I could see, I guess, why you wouldn't want an Assembly Room either, because it just doesn't work with Gorge units, right? It eats up your morsel space for trying to eat them, and also just the unit wants to be in front, so bringing in units behind the other units just doesn't really help that much. So yeah, I could definitely see why Assembly Room is not taken here. So it makes sense, right? It's just in the context of everything. But yeah, that's all I can think of there. I think just going the Umber route looks a little more miserable to me than what we ended up with. All right, this is Liar Kell. They flexed the Gorge and Trample path. Oh wow, they actually got really good scaling on that card. Look at that, 98. Okay, this looks a little bit more like our relics or our artifact setup. So I think we got the same RNG. I think so. Okay, they went with the spider. Interesting. So yeah, we all have like vastly different game plans here, and that's kind of neat to see that they all win, right? All of us do end up winning. So Spike Driver Spider, that's the one I'm still like not super sure on. Looks like they actually got full inscription event on this Spike Driver Spider. That is very interesting. That sounds pretty fun. Wow. So let's see how. So they got that, which must have went on Penumbra. Man, how did they get so many stacks? That's a lot of stacks. I think we only stacked ours to like 20, right? They do have the Crucible Steward. So this looks a little more like, they got the Shadow Eater too, though. Weldling, Forever Consumed. Huh. I guess for this deck, I guess the Shadow Eater might have shied them away from the. I really like a lot of the stuff going on here. I just wonder if these Spike Drivers, do they have enough Forge? I mean, I guess there's like this Bonk can generate Forge pretty quickly. There's definitely some Forge cards, and then obviously just salvaging big stuff as well. There are some Calcified Embers and whatnot. Oh, they do have the Assembly Room. Okay, I was going to say, it's just like alphabetically shows up weird. I wonder if Alvin Sang had it as well, and I just didn't see it. Okay, no, they didn't have it. Which, yeah, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense with their deck. It makes a little bit more sense here. You can get these. Maybe you can get a big Spike Driver and just start assembling it. They only have one though, so I'm guessing they're using it a little more conservatively. But yeah, that looks like another fun deck too. Through the Furnace tab. Interesting. There's a lot going on there. I imagine that was a tough one to navigate, for sure. I think in both these cases. It took us like twice as long to do our run too, because I'm just Mr. Tangent these days. But anyway, that was a super fun one. That was tough too. So definitely thanks for that submission. We basically, if I were to review, I should review the cards in our deck too. So Penumbra, I don't know. Did it really do much? Not really. I don't even know if it was relevant at all on this run, for the most part. So we'll give a D plus to Penumbra. Bloodthirsty Blade, I only got it to 25. That's partially my fault, but I could have been more greedy with it. We'll give it a C. 8 shield, I'm going to give you a D. You really just didn't do anything noticeable to me. Same with Dagger, I'm going to give it like a C minus. It's just there as a potato, basically. Herzl Hammer I think is better. At least I'm getting floor-wide stats, which we want. We'll give it an A minus. Zone of Silence, didn't actually use the Zone of Silence for much other than mitigating fire damage on the fight with the Ring 7. But it's a good smelt target. I kind of like it just for that. I'll give it a B. Assembly Room, I'm going to give it an S, I think. It was a little awkward for the first few rings that we had it, but once we got cooking, it was good to go. So I'm going to give it an S minus maybe. Crucible Steward, I'm giving the S plus. This is just the solid, shining unit of this clan, I feel. Like, definitely it's my favorite unit of the clan, hands down. So versatile, so good. Often it ends up just carrying a run as we see it here, right? I mean, this is a two-part carry. It was this plus the Pyro Shot, and of course the Assembly Room duping it. But that was really mainly the deck. It's a 3-card deck, really. It's Assembly Room, Crucible Steward, and Prismal Dust, and then some smelting here and there, and some equipment that could be potatoes getting thrown down here and there. And whatever, we don't have to go through it. I've already spent so long on this video, but you can make your own judgments on these cards too, based on how they did that run. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.